Steve Gamache with a Chef Knives to Go quick look product video on the Tetsuhiro Hammered white number 1 petty 150mm knife. This line of knives from Chef Knives to Go has a core steel of Shirogami or white paper number 1 carbon reactive steel. The heat treat rating is about 61 on that core steel. And the construction of this is a stainless cladding. It's a hammered stainless cladding over the top of that core steel. And these have one of the more unique finishes of the knife lines on Mark's site. I've handled this in the Gyuto, the 210, and they are really nicely done. They are extremely well made, great fit and finish, and a really cool hammered look that's highly patterned and very consistent. The weight on the knife is 80 grams, 2.8 ounces, and the blade length's right about 150, a little less than 6 inches. Overall length just under 11 inches. Pretty thin knives. The spine back here for the style of knife that they are is quite thin at 2.7, and then we taper down off of that, and then when we get to the tip, it really thins out with the distal taper, and the tip on this thing just flies through stuff. It is really a great, great performing knife, petty or not. The blade height is 32.8 millimeter at the heel, so it's got a reasonable amount of height for a petty, that kind of what we coined a mini Gyuto profile on the forums. I believe Melampus started that, and it is true of this particular knife. The handle is nicely done. It's a basic octagonal magnolia buffalo horn ferrule. This particular one's got some nice figure to the buffalo horn. In my opinion, the handle could be just a little bit smaller diameter to make this knife just even better, but it's good as it is. The knife has great fit and finish, rounded neck choil and spine, as well finished as anything I've seen on the site. And these are highly underrated knives in my opinion. They're extremely well done. They're not inexpensive, but they're very nicely done. The balance point on this knife is just right about there in front of the bolster. And profile on this, they have a characteristic. The 210 Gyuto is the same way. You can see that it's got a pretty nice flat spot. I think I had too much coffee today. My hand's shaking a little. But anyway, you can see it's got a pretty nice flat spot towards the heel and a gentle curve. So overall, quite a flat profile. If you like a little bit of chopping with your petty, this might be your knife. And there you see the profile on the board. And you do kind of hit a heel if you're chopping, or I should say if you're rocking with it. So it's not a full-on gentle curve at the back. So, but it's got a real nice flat section to it. So the Gyuto is kind of the same way. It's just kind of a mini version of that profile, actually, from what I remember. It's been a while. Anyway, really sharp out of the box, nice edge on it with some bite, so I thought it was ready to go out of the box. I did a little stropping on it, and let me tell you, this baby just sings and blows through stuff like onions extremely well. So wonderful, wonderful petty. The Tetsuhiro Hammered white number 1 petty 150mm knife.